Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Hopefully y'all can see me because the sun is really trying me today. Like it's really trying me. Like I'm trying to do some trickery like I did yesterday, but because of the way I'm parked, unless I literally sit up here in my hand like this, which I can't do because I am taking my hair down so that I can go into work sooner than later without this on my head. I had it on my head at the first job. It was wintry mixing and, freezing raining outside. And then it stopped and now the sun is out doing the most. I actually thought I was going to have a good day to film outside in the car before I go in because they made it seem like it was going to really rain like all day, but it didn't. Anyway, like I said, I can't hold this the whole time. I'm doing this video while I am taking my hair down. So anyway, this video is another video. Oh, and when I take this off, don't scream or nothing. I don't want to scare y'all. I put a few Bantu knots in my hair and, I just want to have that all week. And that be what I do as my hairstyle. The way y'all saw it the past, one or two times I've been on here. That was just really a way to keep it out of my face and up off of me while I was filming or whatever. And I just didn't want it all the way down. So anyway, y'all, I'm so tired. The sleep already is coming in my voice doing the most. The sleep voice is appearing. The sleep voice is appearing. And I apologize. So yeah, y'all see the title. I've actually done a video like this before, but to me, this is an updated version because of some developments, some things that I experienced this time that I didn't last time. So yeah, let me go ahead and get into the video. So just in case you didn't see my video the first time, I did this video before. And I thought it was pretty cool. Especially since I didn't even set out to be the one using this product. I actually was doing some research trying to see what I could do in terms of finding something that was natural in a sense that my sister could use because she was constantly bleeding. And I don't know why this popped up, but it popped up. And what I'm talking about is an herbal tampon, Detox Pearl. They go by various names, but yeah. I just call them a herbal tampon because it literally to me is I do the exact same thing I do when I'm actually inserting a tampon, so I just call it a herbal tampon. I get why they call it pearl, at least for the ones that I've seen. In most cases, it's literally looks like this, and it's really, really small, but yeah. Anyway, I used one this time. The first time I did it, I put like 2 or 3 in because I just felt like there's a lot going on the inside of me that has not been addressed in 20-something years since my menstrual cycle started. So I was like, okay, let me go on ahead and go for the goal and throw 3 up in there and see what happened. Cool. Y'all, I didn't think anything was going to actually happen, but it did. And if you refer back to my old video, you'll see what happened. Probably at the end of this video, I will post what happened this time. So yeah. But yeah, what happened is that, well, first of all, let me give you a breakdown of how I operate, my body operates rather. My whole life, I have always had like problems with yeast infections. Now, I was a hardcore tomboy growing up. So I really was really into the big baggy pants, clothes like not hanging off of me, but like I had room like for myself And if I needed to put, like, if I wanted to, like, stuff something inside of clothing or whatever, I would have been able to because I had that much room. But yeah, y'all. So, of course, my mother took me to the doctor because it was really frequent. So they told her the usual, which was to put me in cotton panties and, you know, make sure, so, you know, there would be airflow, all this other stuff. Cool. And my mama made sure she was doing that. And I mean, it just basically seemed as though nothing really was happening. And then it's like, it seemed as though the older I got, it kind of weaned off on its own. It's kind of, to me, the way my yeast infection situations happened are the same as that way my acne, you know, did what it did. When I was younger and the acne first came in, oh gosh, it was terrible. Oh, that was still wet, something terrible. Well, I ain't worried about it. I might retwist that tonight. But it just got to a point where it was like, okay, girl, I'm tired. I don't want to embarrass you anymore. You know, you are free from this curse. And then, like, I didn't really get breakouts like that anymore. Like, it wasn't like, woo. And, you know, I, of course, still have things left over from when I am being over excessive and when I do things now, which are the acne scars. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Anyway, let me get back to the subject at hand. Y'all know I always get off topic. I'm sorry. Go off on a tangent. But yeah, the reason why I said that is because it just seemed like when it came to the yeast infections, they kind of just were like, okay, girl, we'll leave you alone now. You know, we'll just come and go every now and again. And it's like, oh, okay, even though I'm doing everything the doctors told me that I'm supposed to do. Cool. Glad you want to, you know, cooperate now after I've been embarrassed for most of my life. Like, alrighty. Y'all. So when I looked up everything that had to do with that Detox, Pearl, Herbal tampon, all that stuff, right? I was like, well, that actually sounds like something that I could use myself, but I bet it wouldn't work, so whatever. But then I was, you know, just, you know, discouraged because the original reason why I was looking for it, it wasn't going to work out. So I was like, well, doggone. So I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, oh, that's interesting, but it probably ain't gonna work for me. So I never got it. So fast forward to, a couple of years ago? I forgot. I think I might have actually said when I purchased them. Oh Lord. In the first video that I made, but it was like a couple of years maybe. Hadn't been that long. And for some reason, they came up in my recommendations or something, or I don't know how I think I came across somebody's random video, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I remember those. And I looked into them again, and because I think what happened was back then, nobody was saying anything about it. There was no video on it of anybody trying it and me being able to see visual evidence of something happening for them, and like any of that stuff. None of that stuff was going on. So I was just kind of like, well, you know, I just feel like it ain't gonna work for me no way. So I just kind of went into my usual mode of thinking. So I didn't really care that much. So yeah, y'all. Y'all, I'm just trying to look at, it's like I'm seeing the curls through the sun, but I don't even know what's really going on. Look, from the way that I'm looking at the screen, I don't know if they might look okay or not. I hope so. But yeah, y'all. To make a long story short, I purchased them. I was like, okay. I still feel icky, you know, for lack of a better word, after my menstrual cycle goes off. Long time ago, I read that when your menstrual cycle goes off, a lot of people have reported that what they do is that's when they insert them, or they insert them before. Either or is acceptable and just fine. But a lot of women would insert these items after their menstrual cycle went off as a way to kind of help secrete the, rest of the stuff. I mean, because I talked to my doctor as a child. Like, I've been having my menstrual cycle since I was 9 years old. And I've always felt icky after my period go off. And I just be like, ugh. Like, I just feel like there's some residual stuff on the inside of me. So, preteens, I think, is when I went for my usual checkup, because like I've mentioned to y'all several times before, I'm not that type of person where I'm sick. I usually am not sick. I always got perfect attendance. So if I'm sick, then somebody had been sneezing directly in my face, coughing directly in my face, cough directly on my food or something like that. So yeah, that's usually when y'all can catch me sick, and I cannot stand people who do that. Anyway, I went for one of my annual checkups or whatever before school's gonna get in session, or before cold and flu season, back when I actually was getting flu shots. And my mama was like, well, you could just ask her and see what she say. And my question was, is there anything that I can do? Like, is it okay for me to douche, however you want to say it, after my menstrual cycle goes off? And so she was like, because, we've all heard and have read about how there are so many dangers in doing that. And a lot of our parents, aunts, grandmamas, and everybody else in between grew up, and you saw that hanging in the shower or somewhere in their bathroom, and they used it just fine, and they were fine. I don't know what in the world happened between then and now, but I'm just saying. So I asked her, and she said, yeah, that's fine if you do that after. But, she gave me special permission to say, yes, that's fine, as long as I, do it slowly or whatever. And, whatever. I'm the type of person that I just feel like, okay, since don't nothing work for me, let me put more vinegar than I'm supposed to put in there, so the yeast will do something weird if there's yeast in there. The leftover stuff from my menstrual cycle, if there's something in there from that'll really help to rinse it out, or what. Like, that's how my mind works when it comes to stuff that don't work for me, and everybody else live for it. And I'm like, well, it probably ain't gonna work for me. So if I have a chance of something working, I gotta like do the absolute most. So I used to create the douche solution very incorrectly. So nowadays what I do is, whenever I do actually do that, I put like 95 to 99% water, warm water, and then the rest is like a tablespoon or a less of white distilled vinegar or apple cider vinegar, either or. And that's what I do. So I'm mentioning that because, like I said, my doctor told me that that was something that I can do after my menstrual cycle. And with these detox pearls, I've been told that that's supposed to kind of help get some other stuff out of you too. Y'all, so I did this last week. Tuesday, I inserted one. I only put one in this time. So since I only put one in, I wasn't really expecting much, and I didn't think anything really was going to come out, y'all. I took it out Friday or Saturday. It might have been Friday before work. So I took it out. So then I think Saturday, I go to the bathroom, and so I wipe, and then I'm like, I think that that's a little piece of whatever. I don't remember if that is supposed to really be your uterine lining. I don't know, because I mean, I don't really care, because I'm not having kids. It don't matter. And apparently, I'll tell y'all later about that. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know what it is. Apparently that might be what it is that comes out of people when it does work for them. So I was like, oh, and I saw like really, 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 like, it's to the point where I can tell that that's what it is. So I was like, okay, well, maybe the stuff is about to start coming out of me. I don't know what goes through my mind. I all of a sudden said to myself, well, just reach on up in there and see if you can fish around and some, you can find something. I literally, I cut my nails. My nails are short right now. I haven't really been letting them grow like that. For some reason, I was like, I like put my middle finger up in there. Now I don't like the sexual stuff. I don't like any of that. I have always, a lot of people, oh, but that's natural. I don't care if that's natural or whatever. I don't knock nobody that do it, but as far as I'm concerned, because of my sexual trauma, it freaks me out even to this day, and I'm 35 years old. I don't do it. Like, it's a turn off for me. Like, no, I don't like that at all. So yeah, that's why I wanted to go ahead and put a disclaimer out there for that. So I don't want nobody to come on here and be nasty and try to be like, oh, you only did that because you was trying to do something to yourself to please yourself. No, my mind is just weird. And I was just like, well, I really did say to myself, well, maybe, I can find a little piece or something, a little piece that's bigger than that. It'll come out. So I reached up in there. I literally like stuck my finger in and like dug around, so to speak. And then like when I brought my hand back, because I felt like something was like attached to my hand, like I was dragging something out. And I was like, wait a minute. Ain't no way. Y'all. Literal decent sized pieces were coming out of me. I think I pulled however many pieces that you see in the picture that I'm going to post in this video. That's how many that's the biggest sizes I was able to pull out of myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And since like a decent amount came out of me last time, I thought I was good. I thought, maybe it was all done. I don't know, maybe not. So yeah, because of me being weird, I, surpassed just wiping and then looking, and then I see some on there. I just reached up in there and I was able to retrieve everything that shed this time. So I don't know, I'm weird when it comes to stuff like, y'all, anybody who is into the pimple popping and hair scratching and stuff like that, I'm kind of like that. I'm just fixated on it. I'm just looking at this stuff that came out of me. And I don't know why. I know what it looks like. I'd have turned it over on the back. Like, I don't know, y'all. I am so weird. But more stuff came out of me. And so, I don't know why, again, like I told y'all before, I douche every now and again. And I can count on my hand how many times a year I do it. So, and I don't even feel my hand up. When I count, you can count that much. So, I don't really do it. So I was like, well, since I feel like I've gotten everything out, why don't I? First of all, I was like, I wonder if something will, y'all, okay. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Basically, what I did was I took, and see, doggone it, I meant to take pictures. I might actually find the picture of what I'm talking about that's similar or the exact same one that I have and post it as well. So I have a bulb, and it is something that you can use to douche or fleet, I guess, yourself. That's what a lot of people call fleeting. But anyway, it's for the anus, or you can use it for your vagina. So of course I only use mine for my vagina whenever I am doing the little, concoction for a douche. And the way that they have it set up is it's a detachable little thing that you insert in yourself. And so I screwed it off and I said, okay. For some reason, I was like, I wonder if there's some kind of milky yeast kind of whatever that I've had in the past up there. So I just stuck it in there and then I took it back out just to see. And so I wanted to show y'all not what came out of me or whatever, nothing like that, but I wanted to show y'all what I was talking about. Like basically where the liquid comes out of, those little holes had like little bitty amounts of the milky substance. So it was like a little bit of whatever, I don't know what it was, but I'm weird. Like I said, I smelled it, right? So I kept smelling, sniffing. and I could barely smell anything. It was kind of like a very, very faint yeast-ish type of smell. So I was like, well, I wonder if that's like residue left over or whatever from what I just did. And so I ended up actually douching. So I douched, and after I douched, what I do, I don't know if anybody else does this when they douche, if they actually do it. Even though I barely put any vinegar in the water, I actually go back after I'm done, and then I put just warm water in it after I'm done, and then I go back up in there again and do that. And I actually did have a device before. I think I talked about that before. I had a little product that was called Waterworks or something, and it actually was supposed to be, the part that you insert was supposed to be made of this specific type of steel or metal or whatever that is supposed to be amazing for your vagina. So you could put distilled water or your tap water or whatever water in it, and it would go up in you once you filled it up and you inserted it. And it's supposed to do something to purify in a way like that, for lack of a better word, purify you. And people swore by this, and I was just like, this literally did nothing. Like, I could have taken a regular douche bottle, squirted water up in me, and said, ooh, it worked, when it don't. Like, it did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I returned it, and they gave me a refund because I bought it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, because I'm all about vaginal health and all that stuff, because I grew up always having an issue. No matter what I did, no matter how closely I followed the directions of the doctor, y'all. Anyway, but yeah, after I went back, I went back over it, there was nothing left up in there. So I've been checking for 2 days, and nothing was there, y'all. So after the second day, my menstrual cycle came on. So now my menstrual cycle is actually on. It's on very light at the moment. But what I did notice, and I'm actually glad of, which is supposed to be one of the things that you're supposed to be able to look for that can happen for you, is if you are still a woman who is like me, who still has a menstrual cycle, you might be able to look forward to less cramping or no cramps, and the feeling not being as heavy and things like that. So another thing that is supposed to be amazing, which I thought was life-changing, and how are more women not aware of this who have this issue? Apparently, a lot of women have reported being able to finally be able to go full term with a pregnancy. Their infertility issues were then resolved after they've used this. And the stuff they were shedding out, I guess it, like I said, people were saying that it's a part of the uterus, the uterine lining or whatever. And I don't know, but people like really put up like testimonials everywhere that you can look, and they were like, I have never been able to carry a child. I've always wanted to have a baby. Every time I get pregnant, I lose it. And then I asked my doctor, can I try a holistic approach or a natural approach? And once they checked out the product, they said it was fine. And after they used it, all that stuff shedded and came out of them. They got pregnant and they were able to carry, and the pregnancy was easy. And then they used it after they were pregnant. Their menstrual cycles were still easy. And other people reported having multiple babies after never being able to fully carry a baby. And all of them were carried with ease. Like, y'all, I was just like, oh my gosh, like on the verge of tears for these people, because that is so crazy, man. That is crazy for you to keep trying to give birth and you can't. And then you do something like this on a whim and just hope that you can, do it. And then you're able to do it. That is so crazy. But yeah, y'all, I love these things. I am actually going to order some more. When am I going to order them? I'm going to try to get some in before the new year hits, because it really don't take that much. And a lot comes in the little thing. So it's like, it's not like you're going to really be hurting for nothing. Be like, ooh, I gotta re-up. Like, you're not going to be hurting for nothing. So it ain't that deep. But yeah, y'all, I just want to say that I love these things. A lot of people actually said that they are irritated by them, and so they had to like coat the ones that they would put on in with coconut oil. I did that the first time around. I kind of feel like that's why I didn't get as great results as I did just now recently, because maybe the herbs didn't get a chance to fully, do the job because they had a few things blocking it. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here just in case there are some people out there who want to see what can happen for them if they do want to try it. I am someone who has tried it. I love it. It worked for me. It actually says also that if you have BV, which is vaginal vaginosis, that it has cured people of that as well, treated that, and they no longer have it anymore. Like, stuff, all this stuff that I keep hearing about, like, it is amazing what it has done for other people. So I feel like if you want to try, you should try it. Go ahead and buy like a small one. I feel like you don't have to get the bigger brands that people are trying to tell you, because I've seen some out there that say, oh, well, these are the ones with the African herbs and the ones that everybody else be getting, and they are Chinese herbs. And I think the ones I got are Chinese herbs, but they worked. So I don't care who it's from as long as it worked. That's the type of person I am. As long as it worked, I do not care. Do what you do. But yeah, y'all, hopefully this was helpful to somebody. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, because I got to look in the mirror and see what I'm actually doing, because I cannot even see what's going on. Like, I see my eyes. I can't see my hair because, of course, this is dark. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time. And let me know in the comment section if you've ever used these before, or if you plan on trying them out. Y'all have a good one. Bye.